The Woolworths Cash Ban. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at the Woolworths Cash Ban. Now recently the real cash ban, the $10,000 cash spending limit that was trying to be pushed through Parliament, has been removed from the notice papers thanks, well, in no small part, to the nomination by Malcolm Roberts to get it kicked out. Now, One Nation are pushing a petition to stop the Woolworths cash ban. Let's have a look at what's going on in Woolies before we go through this. And this is an article from Retail Technology, and Woolworths expands its cashless trial to 9 Sydney and Melbourne stores. Now the question is, sure, businesses, I understand why they don't want to receive cash. It creates additional work for them. It creates additional risk of theft from staff. Then they have to store it. They have to keep it secure. Tapping a card, paying digital, it's all an advantage for the shops. It's a little more convenient for us. We don't need to go through the process of getting cash, but it is an advantage for them. So if they want to get people going cash, maybe they can, still accept cash, but give a cashless discount. Why not? 5% off all your purchases. What do you think people will do there? But we can't do that. They need to use any other excuse to go cashless. Now let's have a look at the shops that are actually going cashless at the moment. And I've mapped this, and you can get access to this on the HeiseSays blog. And we'll go down to Victoria first, and we can see here over on west, we've got the Woolworths at Yarraville. That's not Yarraville. What's going on there? It is Yarraville. Okay, that's Yarraville. I'm getting confused with Yarra Valley. It's been a long time. See, I grew up around over, where is it? Oh, it's been so long. So, oh, wait, okay, no, I grew up really far out near here, Lilydale. That's what I'm thinking, Yarra Glen and Yarra Valley down here. So, at Yarraville, there we go. Then, inner city, right in Melbourne, you've got Burke Street. And you've got the Elizabeth Street, so the inner city shops as well. You have a lot of people there, business people going to work. You've got one here at Caulfield North. There we have another Woolies store going cashless. And then if we zoom out, we can go over to Sydney, where we see we've got 5 stores in Sydney. Up near Manly, there you have one in North Sydney, down in Rosebery, and zooming in right into the heart of the city, the 2 Metro stores. It's looking like on George Street and on York Street. So we have 9 Woolies around the country going cashless. Now, here's the question. Do you think one of the top 10 market cap businesses in Australia, pretty much one of the 2 members of the duopoly of our food sales businesses, should they refuse to take cash? Think about it. How often do you use cash? Remember what happened when we had the bushfires and it all started falling over and people didn't have any cash. So what did good Australians do? They just started robbing businesses. Of any size business, I would argue, one this big, with with such a big market cap, such a big impact on our nation, you would think they would have the capacity to handle the additional burden of taking cash. So let's have a look at this article from Retail Technology discussing it here, or from Smart Company. Woolworths is expanding trials of its cashless stores with 9 locations in Sydney and Melbourne, now shirking paper notes and dollar coins. As of the 12th of October, 3 of the supermarket's giant Metro stores will go cashless, in addition to 6 that have been cash-free since July. In Victoria, the Yarraville and Caulfield North stores are joining the trial, along with one in Rosebery, New South Wales. Already 2 stores in Melbourne CBD are completely cashless, as are 4 stores in Sydney. Of course, not everyone is happy with the whole idea, with some Twitter users calling for a boycott of Woolworths. Some call the move discriminatory towards those who still primarily use cash. Others theorize that the business would track or even sell their purchasing data. Yeah, I'm not even worried about that. Honestly, I think it's just easier for them. They don't need to have a cash, at the back. I used to work at Woolies as a kid. You'd take your till, you'd carry it out the back, they'd have to count it and manage it. Money would get lost. It's more work. It is literally more work. I bet you this is just purely about cost saving on their behalf. That's it. Anything else they tell you, I don't. It's all spin. It would have to be all spin. And the biggest ones that are going to cop it are going to be a lot of the elderly people that just primarily use on cash, or people who want to use cash as a way of budgeting and controlling their spending. Not everyone wants to use a card all the time. However, a Woolworths spokesperson stressed that all its larger stores continue to accept cash and card payments, as do the majority of its metro stores. The mix of cash and card payment availability is based on customer preference, and stores typically also offer both traditional and self-service checkout options. As more and more customers choose to pay with cards, we're trialing all electronic payments in a small selection of metro stores which currently see very few cash transactions, the spokesperson told Smart Company. We understand cash remains an important payment option for many of our customers, and it continues to be offered in all Woolworths supermarkets and the majority of our metro stores. We will closely monitor the feedback from our customers during the trial. The move comes as the pandemic continues to drive take-up of contactless payments, while many small businesses have gone card-only. Both Coles and Woolworths increased their upper limit for contactless payment to $200 in a bid to encourage the most hygienic payment habits. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I rarely use cash, but I rarely go shopping. I've started using my contactless thing on my phone, and it pretty much is just showing you 7-Eleven coffee, 7-Eleven coffee, 7-Eleven coffee, petrol occasionally. Rachel does most of the shopping, and she'll use a debit card. But you still want to have the option of cash, and you still want to have some on hand just in case. Sure, storing some cash at home there is a risk of theft, but you wouldn't go crazy, everyone. In fact, back in April, the Australian Payments Network also confirmed that the payment industry more broadly would support an increased limit of $200 for contactless payment. Oh, contactless payment inflation. Originally, the new limit was implemented for 3 months to be extended as required. The increased limit is a pragmatic and important response to a changing environment, Australian Payments Network Chief Andy White said at the time. Consumers are tending to buy more less often. The $200 contactless limit will mean fewer customers need to touch the payments terminals. Okay, that could just be addressed with cleaning, regular cleaning. So we've seen these stores that are trialing it. Let's have a look at One Nation's calls to address this. So this is a post from Malcolm Roberts on the One Nation website or Facebook page. So stop the Woolworths Cash Ban. The war on cash in Australia must stop. Woolworths is the latest big retailer to announce more of their stores will stop accepting cash as payment at the checkouts. In the first week of December, One Nation Senator Malcolm Roberts was able to stop the government from banning cash transactions over $10,000 when the Senate approved Malcolm's motion to throw out the currency restrictions on the use of Cash Bill 2019. That setback is not stopping the globalists. Companies are now taking it on themselves to ban cash in their stores in a move that will increase the profits and hurt everyday Australians. That's all it's about. Honestly, it's just saving them money. Because handling cash is a pain. Not everyone has a working credit or debit card that they can use to pay. Woolworths are telling their customers to bank the cash they have in their pockets and then pay by card because it's easier and more profitable for them than handling cash. What these retailers are really looking for is the personal information that using a credit card gives them. By matching credit card numbers, retailers can use big data to track your every purchase and build up a profile for you. Cash provides the privacy that interferes with the plans of big data to know everything about you all day, every day. Well, here's an idea. If that was really that profitable, I'd love to see, and we're probably starting to see them, when are we getting a Google credit card or an Apple credit card where they pay you money back to get access to your data? Just waiting to see that to happen. I mean, they're not going to make much from me. It's pretty obvious that I like 7-Eleven coffee, and I'm, The petition of the undersigned shows Woolworths has announced that some of its stores will no longer accept cash for payment at the checkouts. Australian banknotes are by law legal tender throughout Australia and should never be refused by merchants. Many Australians still exercise their freedom of choice to pay with cash because they do not have a card. And we will jump over here, and here is the petition, and I will link to that if you would like to sign it, everyone. They've got 3,615 signatures. Let's refresh. 3699. To the Honourable President and Member of the Senate in Parliament assembled, the petition of the undersigned shows, yep, as they're saying, we the undersigned call on the Senate to require Woolworths to obey Australian law and recognise cash as legal tender and insist all other stores accept cash at all times. I mean, this is the thing. The government is forcing us to use this fiat currency. Then businesses should be required to ensure they have the option. I would say it's an accessibility issue. If businesses want to reduce the burden and increase their profits from no longer having to deal with cash, then they should be allowed to offer incentives to customers to use the tap and go. What's wrong with that? Then I'm sure people will be going crazy and saying, oh, they're giving tap and go people discounts. Why not? What's wrong with that? If they want to do it, if that reduces their costs, pass that on to the consumers. That's what should be happening. So here, if you'd like to support this petition, guys, I will link to this in the references and the pinned comments below. But let's have a look. We'll finish up by looking at the Woolworths stock price. And I will just refresh Trading View. And let's have a look at the chart. So it's sitting at $39.81. Let's go to a 1 year chart. And we can see there in Feb. So it went from January down to 36, shot up to 43. And it's been all over the place, really. So it's 39.81. The technicals are saying strong buy at the moment. And what do we have? We've got long, 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 short. Wow. Woolworths rising 3, long. So a few different ideas from people here. Lots of people going long on Woolworths. Buy now to get 1.5%. So there we have it, everyone. Woolworths pushing out more and more of these cashless trials in inner city areas, which I understand. I see completely why they're doing it here. It probably makes complete sense. But how hard is it for them to have the capacity for one till, maybe even the smoke counter? Do they still have smoke counters? To at least accept cash if someone calls for it. As an accessibility issue. As the fact that it's the legal tender that we're all forced to use in this country. What do you reckon? Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy a merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode.